It's really interesting for us to come over and see, the situation that you're building in Manchester, because I think this is a model that we need to look at as well. We've done a lot in Barnsley since March. We really didn't start till about the middle of March, when we launched a first meeting at one of the estates outlying Barnsley, and got a good turnout on a snowstormy night where the people that had organised the meeting thought nobody would turn out, they weren't that mad, but actually about 24 people came from the estate, and from that really, it was a seed that spread. So now we've had local meetings on 10 estates around the town, and Barnsley is not a city, it's not a massive town, but it's got a lot of, what were pit villages around the centre, and our aim is really to have those local meetings everywhere around the town. Every time we have one, we're finding more people who are coming along. A lot of them can't even afford to get into the centre of Barnsley, where we have fairly regular benefit justice meetings that form a kind of informal umbrella group, but the local events on the council estates are really, really important. And we're finding the same as the speaker from Scotland. It's largely working class angry women that are driving that campaign. I'm not saying men aren't welcome, they certainly are, but you get these feisty women who are fabulous, turn up full of anger but determination to actually do something as well. So I think we've moved quite a long way as a campaign in Barnsley. I think we've got more work to do. But what we're finding is we have to take a twofold approach really. One is the campaigning, which is absolutely essential. Lobbies of the council, demonstrations, we're having a day of action next Saturday, we're lobbying the council again, we're out petitioning, getting names against evictions, which then start to form networks of people. And that is absolutely important, obviously, to keep the issue in the public profile, but also to find people, because every single time we go out on the streets, we find more people coming up who haven't been in touch with the campaign before, who are absolutely desperate and desperately want to know that there are people out there who can not bring them together with others, but also give support and advice. And this is the other arm that we're involved in as well. That is talking to individuals, helping them to fill out the discretionary housing payment forms, helping them to write appeals, talking with them to councillors and so on. And that side of the work is also important because, as people have said, the bedroom tax hits the most vulnerable, and the number of people we find who are isolated, who are terrified, they've had notices to seek repossession and they think it means the council's going to come and boot them out of the house next week, which it doesn't mean, although that threat is obviously there. So, I think we need the sort of model that you're talking about in every town around Britain. Every town, we want the local groups out on the estates, building those anti-eviction networks, those support networks, but we also need the idea, I think, of the federation that brings together those groups in the local towns so that we can share experiences, so that we can share activities, and we can keep up a big profile in the centre of towns as well. So I think what you're doing in Manchester is absolutely brilliant, and I'm sure we'll be discussing doing the same kind of thing. And I know Mark is reciprocating and coming to Barnsley on Monday to a meeting we've got in the centre of Barnsley, and I think his experience here will be invaluable in helping us to move forward. So, if we're together and united across the country, we've got a chance of beating this. Thanks.